All right.
So, yeah. So who is your favorite? Not who's the best.
All right.
Who's your favorite?
Well,
rapper?
speaking of favorites, Bleak was one of my favorites for a minute.
Bleak was hard as nails.
I ain't gonna hold you. I used to turn this track on, this whole album on, just to listen to this song for a lot. Yo, this joint goes
had to come up in the game.
Yeah. This joint goes so hard, yo.
Absolutely.
So like favorite rappers for me, he goes so hard. This song, by the way. Favorite rappers for me. It's weird,
I
man.
go to sleep with
it
a picture of a Porsche on my wall. Man, I'm trying to come up with y'all. Get one up for y'all. That's why I hustle in these streets from sundown to sun up for y'all. All right, yeah. Favorite? Who's your favorite?
The keys. All right, so favorite's weird for me because it changed so much. So there was a time. So you got to remember too. Like I was never a radio dude.
Mm-hmm.
I was always. Let me go find an album.
You about to say something crazy. You're just setting it up.
No. Chill, bro.
Like Chino XL was my favorite.
Can I tell you my saga, though?
Okay.
A little bit.
The saga continues.
So I got in, and you know, my parents was like, hey, I don't want you listening to stuff with cursing. So I would just go sneak albums. And because I can't, like, that's all I could do.
Right.
So when I first started listening to hip hop, Rough Riders was out, and then my friends, they was actually cousins with 3-6. So
interesting.
Yeah, so that was like that for me was like.
So your favorite rapper was X and Juicy J.
Hey, so I ain't gonna hold you. X was my favorite rapper for a long time.
That's cool.
Yeah, so X was my favorite
X
rapper.
was the man.
And then there was a time where like I had a Mace face. Where I was everything Mace, like everything Mace, and I just that was probably when I was just into girls too. So I started getting into girls. He was like he raps super smooth. He didn't do a lot with his voice. He basically just talk over the mic like this, and I was like, yeah, that's how I want to talk to people. So
and Fab took it to the next level though.
Yeah, he did a whole nother level of calm.
And niceness.
Yeah, he was nicer. I agree with all of that. All of that.
Okay, just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Who took it to another level?
Fab.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Don't worry about it. So, matter of fact, wait.
Yeah.
Welcome to the God MC podcast.
Oh yeah. Introduce everybody.
It's the boy Ike Todd Pastor Rechab and Go DJ who just asked about who is Fab, and so clearly,
Yep.
That apparently a really
DJ
stupid question.
Need to do some homework.
I didn't get that one sent for the record. That wasn't in an email to look up who Fab is. That's
the track he would know.
Fabulous. Cause he's a single guy too. Like
absolutely,
got
definitely singles.
I'm just thinking I can see it right now.
Maybe you'll know So Into You.
Yeah.
You might know Holla Back.
Yep.
I don't know. This is not like.
Yeah, maybe
can't
not.
Be.
Maybe not.
This is embarrassing right now.
Well, it only took till the second podcast, so everybody got to realize just how white and not a hip hop head I am. So.
And he Dominican, right?
He is. He's Dominican.
He's Dominican, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And your wife Dominican.
Absolutely.
Dominicana. Tell everybody a quick story about how you and your wife met, real quick. And then I'll get back to my favorite.
They don't have nothing to do with each other.
No, because he's Dominican and your wife Dominican. So like, just quick story, 2 minutes.
That's probably racist. Deeper. There's something in there that's racist.
You're racist for saying it's racist. So
me and my wife met on Instagram, man.
That's crazy. That's all I want everybody to know.
Okay.
And y'all like
God is amazing, so he brought us together.
Yeah. Like the best couple ever. All right, so favorite rappers. Let me just say, I went from X to J immediately because Jay did this album.
Favorite though?
Favorite.
Okay.
Jay did this song on Rough Riders album with nobody else on it except for him.
Oh yeah.
Jigga, my nigga. Yeah. So
it's the word.
They had that John, and it was one of the songs that like obviously you already heard Jay, but like it it was one of the songs that I was like, yo, I cannot stop listening to this song.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went through like a Jay-Z phase where everything Jay, I wanted everything I could find, man. And so that was my favorite. But then, like, after Big died, there was a season where I ain't listened to nobody but Big. And
After he died?
After he died. And it kind of poisoned me.
Why poison?
Because I wanted to like curse like him. And
you got this thing with Big,
He
bro.
one of the best cursers that has ever been around. So I wanted to curse like him. So it kind of like messed me up on that. Then I went through Big. And then I would say when everything shifted from that whole group is when Ye came out with College Dropout. Mm-hmm. And then there was a minute where he couldn't do wrong in my sight. Like no wrong at all. And then like, so I ain't never really cared about Eminem at all. Like at all. It's funny, like when we was I remember in high school, we was listening to this Purple Haze album. You remember that song?
Killer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I listen to everything Dipset.
So that album probably got played in my car more than any other album.
Bro, that's how I knew my man Mark was around.
Yeah.
Because you can hear his system playing.
Listen, I ain't even gonna hold you.
And it was, Killer Conga, Killer Conga, Killer Conga, Killer Conga. Oh my goodness.
When that joke come on, yo, I true story. So I'm gonna tell you a true story. So the car I got, Nissan Altima 98, I want to say. Hand me down from my brother. And he didn't take good care of it. So it was like a for real hand me down. So I had that car. And Killer Cam came out with that Purple Haze joint, right? I heard it first time. I went to my mom and said, I know what I want for Christmas.
Wow.
I want a stereo set in my car.
Ooh, I need to bang this. Yo,
like I ain't even holding you.
Which
like,
brings me, I don't know if we want to do this right now.
All right.
But this is why
Go there, man.
I can't
go there.
I don't know what to do with him.
Go there.
So
go there. I'm probably gonna agree with you too.
I was in the barbershop. We was talking about top 5 rappers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about most people saying like they running it off. M, so and so, but everybody naming M. My man, shout out Dan from Platinum Cuts. He asked me, if he said, "Have you ever played Eminem in your car?" And I said, "No." How? How can somebody be top 5 rappers of all time and you can't bang them in the car?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that, bro.
To me,
I know that he raps better than everybody. But if I can't come down the block banging M.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody, I never heard it.
And I even give you this. Because y'all know I'm an M fan, so I don't even need to say more about that yet.
Bro.
Yet, because let's not go too far. But I'll even give you this. For a minute, I thought that was like, when you told me about that story, I thought it was like a white-black thing. But you even brought up Bubba Sparks when he was hot.
I wasn't banging no Bubba Sparks, though. I couldn't bang Bubba Sparks either.
Well, first off, you did, because everybody played Drive Slow by Kanye.
You talking about Paul Wall, bro?
Oh, Paul Wall, yeah. I'm sorry,
Bubba Sparks.
Hey, forgive me. I can't stand Bubba Sparks. Actually, let the record show.
Yeah, that's two different worlds. Paul Wall is trill.
No, Paul Wall though. So it ain't even like just a white black thing. Like
right. Like I can bang tipping on fofos, whatever. I can bang Drive Slow.
Yeah. All right, so so I give you that. Now let me say this too. I did. There's a difference between banging M with my windows down, letting everybody know I'm coming down the street, and listening quietly to Eminem in my car.
Yeah.
So I did have them in my car. I just ain't want everybody to know it.
That's a problem, bro.
When you listen to M, all the windows are up.
Yeah.
You take streets
can't
that
come
you
down the
know.
block
I don't know
banging no
anybody that
M.
lives on this street, so it'll
Get
be okay.
tints on your windows just because of that. I don't want nobody knowing.
Can't do it.
So I give you that all day.
I don't know if that takes him, if that removes him out of the 5, but it at least say why he can't be number 1. Because you got to have everything.
And I will give you that. I will give you that.
But I'm struggling. But I'm
okay.
I'm
That's fair. Because I was gonna bring up like that doesn't that. Just, I would say that's more of a favorite conversation. Like you bang to your favorites, but I see what you're saying now. Is that is a point? That is a portion of just being in a top 5. You got to have the whole package. So I get that. I get that.
Yeah, and banging in a car is a part of the whole thing. Like
that's the whole hip hop experience.
It's part of the experience. Yeah. So
that's how you learn songs. Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
What they playing? You go outside, find out what they playing.
Yeah, and you get stereo sets because
exactly. You're like, yo, I need a system, so I can bang Killer, so I can bang Dipset.
I used to, man, because my car, he messed it up. My brother like tried to bang music. He had the speakers for it, so now I just got the. But after a while though, like once I got my stereo, the whole reason I wanted it is because I wanted when I drive down the street to not only just let the windows down, but I wanted the bass to be so tough that the rear view mirrors, all of them Jones was vibrating. Like you couldn't see what was behind you. So that for me was like, that was the album that I had to get that.
Bro.
So yeah, so
anything Dipset.
Now I was never a huge Cam fan, but that album I love that. And so going full circle, I liked M for a while quietly. But then I've actually been like a huge Busta fan, and I ain't even know it.
That's interesting, bro.
I didn't even know it though.
The first album I ever bought was a Busta album.
No,
that's crazy.
The first album I ever bought own money.
That's crazy.
Was
that's
Anarchy.
Crazy.
Dude, so what's so intriguing about Busta is that he's just mesmerizing to listen to. Like,
yes. So that's why he goes in that same category with them rappers, like people who just amazing. You're not gonna do that. Don't try to be like this because you can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's why that's a totally different category.
Yeah, I agree.
So that,
but Busta I would play all day. I would play in my car, bang.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all that. Absolutely.
Because he also got bangers too.
Yes,
like he can rock, but not everybody who in that list can do that though. Can
have bangers.
Yeah, and also
that's true. But you can bang them in the wheel.
Yeah. I agree with that. But if you're talking about like favorites, I would have to probably go like, and it ain't in no particular order, but I have to go M. I have to go Busta. I really like Royce. He one of my favorites. If we're just talking favorites, I really like Royce. And then somewhere in that list, the first 3 album Kanye.
I go further than 3. I'm going further than 3.
That's cool. You can do that. I'm talking about me.
I do feel you. I know what you mean.
Album Kanye. And then obviously Jay is in there as well. Nobody has ever gotten listened to more than Jay in anybody's car. I don't care who you are. Your favorite rapper might be you still listen to Jay more. But so yeah. What about you?
Wayne might. Nah, Jay because it's just longevity. But people bang Wayne a lot.
Wayne was one of the easiest. By the way, that like down south, dirty south music changed what banging music even sounded like. So let's not get it twisted. Shout out to New Orleans and all that. Like they changed the game with what banging music even sounded like. So trap, all of that. So what about you though?
Favorites?
Yeah.
So Jay, I always thought he was the best and my favorite though.
Okay.
Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna leave somebody out that's super important. But I know Ye was always my favorite.
How many albums would you go?
I go pretty far. I go far into like past. I go to dark fantasy. I go 808s. All of that. Everything.
All right, cool.
How many times? How many times did Kanye change? Like, right. So there's the first 3 albums, Kanye.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'd say like how many different times did he make a change in his whole career?
So college dropout, and it's not fair, right? Because everybody's first album is so raw. Like, you got to think, Cat's been thinking,
right.
dreaming about being a rapper for years.
Yeah.
And then they
finally get a chance to put out their first album. And it's like all they thoughts and all they mind, everything in their head come out. If you don't make it with that big classic album, it probably means you're just not going to be set up for success.
Yeah.
So I had moments, though. I think mine is more about who was my favorite at the time.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but like
it's literally what I said, bro.
Yeah, you told the progression, but
yeah.
Mine is like I don't think it's a smooth progression like how yours is. Mine was really choppy. Like Nori was my man when he came when at least on for like 2-3 albums.
Yeah.
The NORA, the CNN joint.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
It's pockets.
Yeah, so
Gilly was my favorite at one time. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted.
I ain't say nothing.
Don't get it twisted.
I ain't say nothing.
So we could talk.
There was a time I loved Beans too. I gotta shout
Beans
out to
best.
him too.
Okay, so
there was a time
are we doing that?
No,
Philly rappers?
No, I just said one of my favorites.
I know.
Forget
I'm just
Philly.
saying.
I don't even care. There was a time where Beans.
No, I'm saying
I don't care in terms of like Beans didn't have to be a Philly rapper.
Oh,
I'm just saying like
he certainly was.
favorite period. Beans.
Siegel.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, he was one of my favorites for a minute. So
I don't know, man. It was it.
So didn't you like 50 for a while?
Not as a favorite.
Never?
No,
I feel like you would be a 50 fan.
No, I like bars. He was cool. He could rap. Great. Everything. Mixtapes. Took over the world. Get Rich or Die Trying. One of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah.
50. Like, I even like Get the Strap.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm good with 50, but no, he wasn't never my favorite. That was in the heart of, like, Jay. Jay was my favorite.
That don't mean nothing, though. It really don't mean
it wasn't nobody else qualified to be my favorite. Yay.
Yeah, that definitely matters. When you got somebody that's so far ahead of the game as your favorite, and then someone else steps in, they're not even gonna come close to that person.
Like 50 was the man, but he never was my favorite. Killer. So Cam had a few months as being my favorite rapper, but Dipset as a whole was just like what it did for me and my boys on the block.
So what about Nas? We're gonna get back to 50, but what about
Nas? Nas was never my favorite.
Okay.
But always well respected, and I struggle with Nas as well. But I have a lot of things that I struggle with Nas. But he's always respected.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's Nas. I love the albums that I love from Nas. I love those albums.
Yeah.
But he's a little inconsistent for me.
So I gotta be honest. Like I and we could probably talk about Nas at another time because it's good to separate best from favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nas is one of those dudes. Can I just be real for a second?
Absolutely.
All right. Nas is one of those dudes that he get a lot of respect from anybody. But I'm pretty sure all of his respect come down to one album, Illmatic.
That's why I struggle.
I'm not like I probably sound crazy and people whatever, but
that's my struggle with Nas. Now I will say that it's at least 2 others that I absolutely love those albums.
You like Stillmatic?
I love Stillmatic.
Everybody like it.
Well, I love it. I love Stillmatic and I
That's
love
cool.
Life is Good. It was written I like without loving it. But it's 3 albums that I absolutely love.
Okay.
I just don't know what
You
to do.
love? Like you love all 3 of those.
I love Illmatic. I love Stillmatic.
Like you would just bang
I
it all day.
remember going to school, headphones, back of the bus, going to sleep.
I ain't mad
Stillmatic.
at Stillmatic.
Yeah, Life is Good. Soon as I heard it come on.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's great. Maybe because you a hip hop head or something. I don't know.
It was an incredible album.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Do I need to remind you what Jay said about his career when he was angry at him?
What you mean? That was before. That Life is Good came way after all of that.
Bro, it's
Jay
still,
didn't care about it was written or none of that. He only cared about Illmatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
He had
not
a reason. No. And
Stillmatic.
nobody would came out. Whoa. What you saying?
Everybody knows that there's something to this Nas thing.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
man.
but I'm telling you what
to give him something.
I am giving him something. I like 3. I think he got 3 absolutely great albums, but they all far apart from each other.
Yeah. So it's Illmatic, which you could put in and possibly not even change a song. That kind of level great.
That makes it
a legendary album.
Yeah.
It's a legendary album.
His other Life is Good and Stillmatic.
Yeah.
It's probably easier for me to listen to Life is Good all the way through than even Stillmatic. But you can have a great album without it being flawless. You just won't be in the top.
Yeah, it's not legendary though. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Stillmatic might be legendary though. It got Ether on it. So
Ether's legendary.
I know. It was a legendary time in his career. It was the moment.
Yeah, Ether's dumb.
All of that.
Ether go so hard. Yeah, I mean, so looking even at 50, like I wasn't ever a crazy 50 fan, but I like him the person. Like
yeah,
his
he's an interesting
persona,
dude.
like his interviews, like he's
Absolutely.
super. And we was talking about like
The new 50.
Yeah, even the
new 50 is
the
Tekashi.
New 50 is Tekashi.
Absolutely.
In every single way. I mean, obviously they do stuff different, but the way they captivate you, whether they in the studio or not, just a person.
And my interviews are hotter.
How they came out, like even just the way they burst on the scene, like yo, like I'm captivated by this guy, and it's crazy.
Which is
I didn't
little caveat. Is another thing. Can't bang him in a will. I can't listen to him talk. He's just not a guy, man. I can't mess with boy like that. But
what you got against him, bro?
Tekashi, 50
had nothing to do with that statement right there.
Dude, man.
You just
Because
needed to
50
take another
is
shot
super
at him.
interesting.
He is though. He is.
And Jay always. That's why I said in my interviews are hot. He knew that was important.
Yeah.
We can listen to him. He's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Your man not. But
your man. No.
Tekashi,
my man now.
that's your man.
That's well, whatever.
See?
Yeah. I ain't gonna
Tekashi
hold you.
6ix9ine
Yeah.
is probably the most interesting person in rap right now.
Oh, absolutely. Without a question. Like you can listen to him for hours.
Yeah.
And not turn it off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's super interesting. And that's what's funny about 50 is like very similar way. I'll be the first to say, and again, I'm just secure. I ain't like 50 music at all.
Sheesh.
I didn't like it. It wasn't what I liked, and I was very much into rhyme scheme, rhyme pattern, all
you
of
a
that.
rap ball, rapidy,
yeah.
rap.
I need rapidy, rap, scrappity, scrap, all that.
Goodness.
Like, yeah,
Lyrical, miracle, spiritual, terrible,
well, but not that corny though. I know dudes like that. You would hate this, but like I feel like, do I say Tech9 be feeling like that for me? Like
Tech9, I don't mess with Tech9.
Yeah, so I feel that way
You
about
should
Tech9.
like him.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Is that to me, his stuff is so repetitive, like his rhyme patterns, that it's corny. It become corny. It become played out very fast in the middle of a song. So you want to talk about rapid rap, scrap, lyrical? Like there's a difference between a Tech9 and a Busta. Both of them can rhyme fast, but the way Busta can go in and out of styles and change his vocal inflections and his punchlines Tech ain't got no punchlines. Busta be
give
bringing
me Kendrick. Give me
Easy.
Who else?
Easy.
Yeah.
Black Thought.
Give me Pun.
Black Thought. Pun is super underrated.
That's who I'll take. Rapidy rap boys, but they street.
Yeah.
I need the streets.
Yeah, I'm all with Pun, yo. And I'm with Black Thought. Yeah, I'm with both of those cats.
Yeah.
Like
Black Thought is different though. He's a technical rapper.
He is.
He's not rappity, scrappity, bappity.
No. He is. He can do that though. He can do that though.
He raps absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Like whatever that is.
Yeah.
Like the standard of rapping.
Yes.
Black Thought.
Yes. I agree with that.
What Eminem do, they do something out of space.
Yes. I agree with that.
So that's the only thing.
And Busta on that list and Pun on that list too for me as well. Like Pun's super underrated. It's just.
Yeah.
But here's my thing though. So like going back to the whole persona, that's a part of what it means to be a rap. Like you gotta matter, and story go into that. Like your background, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody doing that like Tekashi right now. So he had a couple of big interviews.
Mm-hmm.
The John with Angie, and then the John on Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, it was a side of him on the Angie John that was like, it made him even more endearing. Like,
yes,
it just drew you in. Like you was almost like, I can't.
He felt like that's my young boy.
That's literally my homie from around the street.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like
he felt like he lived down the block from me.
Yeah, and you forget how young he is, but super articulate. Really a thinker. Like he be like, he can cipher through what you even ask him.
He is not a dummy.
No,
like,
he's a brilliant
people
dude.
think they want to make him out to be all stupid and all that because he wild.
No,
he's a smart young man.
Everything he do has thought into it, yo.
Yeah, he's a smart young man.
He is. He really is.
But we got to talk about this, like YG new video.
Yeah.
You know, making him out to be this pedophile and all of that. They talked about it on the Breakfast Club. They talked about Angie Martinez. And his point, Tekashi's point, I feel him. Like, first of all, he's right.
You got to set up the situation, and then
what
did YG say? Because
so YG the video with him
which I thought was disrespectful, by the way.
Very disrespectful.
Like it went over the line. Like it was like
having him going to jail and
like
going into a cell.
There was a diss track Jay did against Nas.
It went too far.
Went
too far.
That went way too far. They took it off the airways and
super ugly.
And it felt like that. It felt like yo
the YG joints.
Yeah, it felt like yo you going way too far with this. Like,
because people trying to. I don't like that. I don't like that even for Tekashi. Like
me neither.
He's a 17. He was 17 at the time.
17 at the time.
17 doing a music video and had a young girl who was 13 in it. And I don't know what actually went down, but there was no intercourse, and yet he got locked up and charged with all this stuff.
Yeah.
So people try to put that name on him like he's a pedophile, like he messed with little girls.
Yeah. And people going further than pedophile. Like people been calling them like rapists.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I mean, the names that people saying about him. Yeah. And part of it.
And he right though, man. When he say these are grown men.
Yeah.
Looking at a kid and putting that type of name on a little boy.
Yeah.
That's not gangster at all. That's not cool.
Right.
Like, and he didn't do nothing in terms of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's in the justice system and how he articulates himself and through talking about the justice system. He just you can tell he's a smart dude. Now he's wild and he's crazy and he need to chill.
Yeah.
But I feel for Bull, man.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like, yo, there are real pedophile rapists in the world. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like real dudes who basically wait in the woods and stuff to prey on women.
Yeah, that's not what he was doing.
And that's not what happened. Like from all that I know. I mean, and the crazy thing is like we had this conversation. So there's a difference between like morality and basically like this. Like there's a difference between the law of the Lord and the law of the land.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're all gonna live by the standard of the law of the Lord, then everybody messed up.
Yeah,
Right,
everybody
yeah.
pedophiles and
Yeah,
disgusting.
Because what your thought life is even
Yeah,
included in that.
yeah, all
Yeah.
types of
Like
lust.
Jesus said, like you lust in your heart
Mm-hmm.
and you
Yeah.
committed adultery already. So if we living by that, then everybody messed up. That's a huge difference in the law of the land,
Mm-hmm.
which to call what happened with him the same thing as what these foul
R. Kelly.
monsters R. Kelly
Mm-hmm.
did. Come on, like that's just
Yeah.
that's just not right. And like,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, our coaches, if it was two 15-year-olds or even two 13-year-olds,
Yeah.
they cool. Give them a condom so they protect themselves.
Right.
Like help them.
Disgusting.
Yeah, just that's
Yeah. We promote sex
that's
in general.
That's like being a pedophile.
Yeah, giving a young person a condom, you're a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. And-
yeah, it's all types of hypocrisy with that.
It is.
And you know, I was 16 years old in strip clubs and all that with so like ain't nobody have a problem with that.
Nope.
When it's twisted around, if it's a young boy
Absolutely.
with an older woman,
Absolutely.
everybody give him props.
Absolutely.
Yeah, young boy.
Yeah.
But when it's turned the other way around, everybody want to have a problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all types of hypocrisy.
And it's
People don't
crazy to me.
understand. They have a terrible understanding of.
And I don't even think they
morality.
really get how hypocritical it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like you praise it. Like Bow Wow talked about
Absolutely. He said Nelly ruined my life.
Nelly ruined. Hey, and like it's crazy because like, I mean, me and you understand that like the stuff we was introduced to at a young age, literally older girls,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, and that stuff mess you up. You can never get those years back.
Mhm.
And Bow Wow talked about the impact of what that did to his whole life and everything.
Mhm.
And so, and yet that stuff is like celebrated.
Right.
It's just
It's cool to view women as objects.
yes.
And even go beyond objects. It's like a prize to be obtained or won. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like a young guy who
Matter of fact, we
gets with an older
Tekashi
woman.
I don't know how old Nicki Minaj is,
That was foul.
but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old she is either. Somebody look up how old Nicki Minaj is.
But something about that ain't right.
But all I can say is this much I think I do know, that the age difference between him and whatever happened with this young lady is probably less
Right.
than the
Right.
age gap with
Nicki Minaj is 35. 35 years old.
Oh my goodness. How old is
Case
Tekashi?
closed. He's
Is he-
21. He's 21 years old.
22.
22. Okay. Sorry. 22 years old. And if y'all ain't heard, was it Fifi?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't listen.
Don't
Don't
look at the video.
don't look at the video. Don't even look at the album cover. The
Right,
little
right.
clip art, yo. Like it's just super wild how
Because it's cool when it's the other way around.
right. And so that's why I say like it's a difference between the law of the Lord and the law of the land. If we're gonna go by the law of the Lord, everybody is
Yeah.
foul,
Which
nasty.
is the reality.
Which is true.
Which-
which is actually true.
Yeah.
Which is actually true. But you can't then use that when it's favorable for you
Yeah.
and then turn back to the law of the land, what people perspective is, what the
Yeah.
broader thoughts about this stuff is when it comes to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That to me sounds like super whack. And then to place that kind of judgment on a young man is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it showed up in the justice system.
Absolutely. So I wish I don't have all of the facts about that. But
Yeah.
I just know that it's corny the way people treating them, like putting them in a video,
Yeah.
you know, portraying them as this pedophile.
Right.
That's nutty.
Right.
Like I don't see nobody doing that with R. Kelly.
and he's
they picking on Tekashi with that.
and
we know what R. Kelly did.
Right.
His mind was even telling him no.
Listen to that cat no more, man. It's just, and he be defending himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
if anybody should be, getting shade thrown at him, it'd be somebody
it ain't like, I wouldn't say people don't throw shade at him, but they ain't put him in no video like that, and
it was
and just
almost
flat
a joke.
out call him a rapist.
Yeah, it was almost a joke when stuff came out. Like, Dave Chappelle made a joke out. I mean, it was just like, but yo, they really throwing dirt on Tekashi for this situation that happened just like that.
And so another part of what like makes me love Tekashi, and just, we talked about last time, who would we like to talk to?
Right.
Tekashi.
Oh,
His story though, growing up.
Yeah.
Mom, it was either one. Mom was on drugs, somebody left, whatever.
Yeah.
Just the way he came up, which shows you why his attitude is the way that it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, man, it's real out here.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people got stories.
Yeah.
Everybody got a story.
Yeah.
But his is just so captivating, and it's something about young boy that makes me like, man.
Yeah.
Well,
if he ever come to know the Lord,
it's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer. Always is.
Yeah. So this is what I was thinking about it last time, and I didn't want to say it because I'd be the white guy who wants to preach the gospel to the white guy. But like, I was like, when you guys were talking about that, I was thinking about M. Like, what a story that would be. I mean, because the dude drops an album out of the blue, and it just like takes over the hip hop world for a while.
Yep.
And so, one, he's got the platform, but two, what a transformation that would be.
Yep.
Like,
like,
can you imagine Eminem coming to like actually understand the gospel?
Yeah.
I mean, that would literally just change so much.
Amazing,
and I think Tekashi, even like you were saying,
he'd actually have something to rap about.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he probably wouldn't rap no more.
Right.
He wouldn't be mad no more.
Yeah.
I'm secure. I know who I am now. I don't need to prove to nobody I can rap. This is boring.
Right. Lose all motivation.
I know exactly who I am.
Yeah.
But it's crazy too. So like, thinking even about Tekashi, so he got locked up for that.
Yeah.
And he was at Rikers, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I don't know. You saw the Khalid Browder story.
Absolutely.
And bro, I couldn't sleep after watching that. Like it messed.
My wife like was not talking to me for the next 2 days because she was scared to say something to me.
I couldn't talk to my wife. It was. That's a disturbing documentary, yo. Yeah. And
that's that one on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yep.
And it's I think the thing that captures it is hopelessness. That it was almost like there was nothing Khalif could say, nothing he can do to make an innocent man free.
Yeah.
And it was a book, Just Mercy, by Brian Stevenson. And yo, if y'all ain't read that book, crazy, like #1 New York Times bestseller, all of that. But he talked about at the end, he used a story of this black dude slept with this white lady, and how basically they wanted to give him death row for it, right? And they threw some other charges on him, all of this stuff. And he gets to the end of the book, and the dude actually gets off, but his mind is gone after that.
Right.
But he gets to the end of the book, and he talks about this reality. I forget the way he perfectly said it, but he said our system needs to be changed because it's a system that makes a poor, innocent man guilty and makes a rich, guilty man innocent. That's
wild.
The messed up nature of our system. And I was fighting back tears when Tekashi was explaining like even the plea deal that he took, because
he was scared to death.
Right. And me and you know dudes who literally just plead, knowing they wasn't even nowhere near doing whatever they put on them, all because they lawyer is terrifying them to not go to court. If you go to court, they probably gonna drop 20 on you. You go to court, they probably gonna drop 15 on you. So you let's just take this plea.
Yeah, my lawyer tried to get me to admit to all types of charges. I didn't do nothing, bro. I'm not admitting to nothing. I mean, but when that fire up under you, some people, you're like, all right, man, I'll take this lesser deal. Yeah. So that's what happened with him.
Well, and going back to what you were saying, I think that's where the hopelessness comes in. Absolutely. Is you're looking at two situations and thinking, I have to choose the lesser of two evils, when the truth is neither of the two evils. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Like that's the mindset they have. Like, how hopeless is that? That they're looking and saying, I either fight it and take 20 or I take the plea for 2 years. And I actually know in my heart of hearts that like I didn't do anything wrong.
For truth.
Yeah, because no one's actually looking for
it's for real. Like either the justice system lies on you and drops 15 on you even though you're innocent, or you lie on yourself, call yourself guilty, and you walk away.
Yeah, you have to lie on yourself. That's the better option, is you lie about yourself.
Crazy. Yeah. It's heartbreaking, but that's the reality for so many people. So when they talk about, that's why I'm off that throwing out, man, the guilty numbers and black men in jail and all that. It's garbage because the whole system is built around doing that. And Tekashi has been, I believe, a victim of that, and he will never be able, for the rest of his life, to get that off his back, ever. Can never get that off his back. So,
and it's corny when your own people are calling you rapist, pedophile.
Yeah,
when they know the game is crazy.
Right.
They know how real it is.
Right.
But I guess they could say it makes it very difficult to have somebody side like that when they telling everybody to, I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that kind of brings me to this of like, so at the same time, it do bring up just how difficult what's going on in culture is right now. Like the Me Too movement, a lot of evil people are being exposed, and we talk about truth. It's probably the best thing possible. I mean, for people to finally get exposed. Yeah. But it's crazy the hypocrisy of the game though, because it's cats now who you throwing Nas with Khalees. She coming out saying like, "Yo, we was fighting," and every time I hear that, and I'ma just keep it funky. Like, hey, a man and a woman fighting is not a fighting. It's not a fight. Yeah. Like there's so many ways that you can handle that situation in a different kind of way. And so Nas, you throw in there, everybody know Dre history. It ain't no secret that he has been abusive to women. And everybody looked a blind eye to these cats for years.
Because the abusiveness isn't just physically like hitting somebody. Yeah. We, the hip hop culture, abuse women in so many ways. So many ways. And it's cool until you just don't feel like it being cool. When it's a story that you personally don't like. Right. It's cool to objectify women. Right. Everything is about being in strip clubs and all of that. And but if it's a story that you don't like for whatever reason, it's like, oh no, this is wrong. Okay. Right. And it's almost like it's easy to pounce on Tekashi. Yeah. It's easy. Well, I don't see nobody in the game turn on Dre. Ain't nobody messing with him, yo.
Because he's too big. And that's the part of it that's for me like very difficult is the power and authority that men have in culture at large. Because here's the greater hypocritical part is a lot of this is now coming out in the church too. And it's real easy. Man, it used to be so funny growing up. Grandmas used to always be like, don't be listening to that devil music when it comes to hip hop and all of that. Because of the stuff we talking about that it was promoting, objectifying women, all of that. It's crazy now though that like, yo, and it's not like this is new. It's not like pastors been squeaky clean all this time.
No. Ain't nothing new under the sun.
No, but it's coming out, and
sinners.
The worst part about it is it's the same exact saga in hip hop that these guys get so big, and because of how big they are,
think they untouchable,
and they actually, in some ways,
are.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are, but we was even talking a couple months ago about the culture vulture John, and there was a statement he made about cats on drugs that he don't.
Yeah. He was saying he would sign.
What's the bull's name, by the way?
Lior.
Yeah.
Charlemagne kind of backed him into a corner. Would you sign somebody who you knew was addicted to drugs? Because Lior was saying that he don't mess with drugs. He don't like nobody. He'll tell them to their face, you're an addict. You're a junkie.
Yeah.
Like you need to get yourself, help or whatever. But then when it came to would you sign him, knowing that he could make you some money, he was like, yeah, at the end of the day, I gotta feed my family. So it was like
he doesn't have the money to feed his family already.
Right. So
yeah,
people are just it's hypocritical.
Yeah, and it was almost like a talent trumps everything.
Yeah.
And
he actually, I think he said that, something like that.
and that's what's crazy is because, yo, for real, like the scriptures lays out the true Bible lays out qualifications for its leaders, which hip hop might need to do.
We wouldn't have no rappers. Because the scripture, it's all about character. We would have no rappers.
Right. But it lays out like qualifications, and all of it is character. All of it is character. And the gift of teaching is the only other one. But it's crazy. We have literally embraced culture more than the scriptures in that we saying the same thing Lior saying. Talent trumps everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can preach, get up on that pulpit. You can sing, get the mic. And
ain't got nothing to do with character.
Right.
They ain't even get around to it.
They don't even
know if you love Jesus or not.
Right. Ain't asking
like the boy try to hire me.
Yes.
You don't even know if I care about Jesus. Trying to get me a job in the ministry. The talent trumps everything.
And man, I'll say, this is in the context of sort of the domestic abuse and stuff like that, but it extends so far beyond that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's just when you get to such a high level position, you and everyone around you is a yes man saying like, yes, keep doing what you do, like just supporting you, whatever. And no one steps in to say,
nobody holding you accountable.
No.
Yep.
Like you cannot do that. You cannot say that. You cannot. When nobody is telling you no, you keep thinking that this is okay. This is okay. This is okay. And then you can, man, I mean, there's so many, like even in the church, like you were saying, so many pastors who have abused their power because no one is there to check them and say no, which is on them for not having anyone around who will do that, but also on the people around them. Like you got to step up and say, no, that's not okay because of right here in Scripture. God tells us
get out of there. Ain't no just it's not okay. Out first offense.
Yes. First. True. And it's crazy to me
we
too.
might roll on you or something. You can't be touching no women, man.
Right, yo. And it's crazy because we in the Scripture don't adhere to the law of the land above the law of the Lord, which is always way more difficult than the law of the land.
Right.
Way higher standard.
Law of the land, sweet.
Yeah, right. In comparison.
You don't know what's in my heart.
Right. Right. And just to see, man, just like how many, you know, leaders, large, like big, massive, like dudes, everybody know leaders fall. It just one show that, man, the sinful nature got everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is underneath that. But it also showed that, like, hey, everybody just need to stop calling hypocritical foul. Yeah. Church needs to stop calling the
we all hypocrites.
Yeah, we all
at the end of the day.
Hypocrisy running through in some kind of way, shape, or form.
Right.
And the way you overcome that is scripture, walk in the light.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's my thought life.
Yeah.
Somebody need to know that. Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what my heart is. Here's what I did yesterday. I mean, just keep, right.
Just tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Confess.
Yes.
I am a sinner.
Yes.
I have a problem with women.
Yes.
I like looking at them a lot.
Yes.
Like, tell the truth.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta hear the bad news before you hear the good news.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like what's the name? Who was it? It was some coach is losing at halftime or whatever. And he just give them all the bad news about the first half. Terrible. Sucked.
It really sounded like something Phil Jackson would do.
It was a football joint.
He be trying to get in people's minds. Man.
Yeah. Because you got to accept the bad news before you get the good news. The good news is you got another half to go.
Right.
And you got some hope.
Right.
But you can't find out about the hope unless you're willing to look sin in the face.
Dead at its face.
You got to look right at it.
Right.
Like, yes, I am a disgusting sinner.
Right.
I sin all types of ways in my heart.
Yeah.
Not no like, well, you know, we all human. We all make mistakes.
Right.
You know.
Right.
No. I deserve to go to hell.
Yeah.
Like,
and just
be flat out.
Yeah.
Because then
absolutely
you can hear the good news of the gospel.
Absolutely.
And there's actual real hope in that.
And that's what Jesus did. Like, that's what I love about the Christian faith more than any other ideology.
Mm-hmm. Jay
talking about going and saying a psychiatrist. Great. Awesome. You got better thoughts in one area of your life.
Right.
And then all your other 98 thoughts that you have suck. And so
like the rest of us.
Yeah, like everybody else. Like and so it's like that's what I love about Jesus. He don't beat around the bush. Oh, we're all essentially good people.
No,
like,
we're not.
He don't come here saying that. Like, you know what? If you guys just thought really, really hard, like you could be like great. No.
If you just found a good therapist.
Yes. You find a good therapist.
Nobody realer than Jesus.
You get married to the right woman.
Right.
Like, no. None of that works. But he just comes and says, yo, I know that's the problem, so I'll handle it for y'all and just trust in me. And that to me is why, first off, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
But two, it's why I think everybody should be.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, and the crazy thing even too is like you see so much like blame shifting. Like we say, do you? We say your way of living is your way of living, and I can't judge your way of living. The question then is, so why everybody blame shift when they get caught?
Right.
If it really is do you,
right?
Then
I was just doing me.
If it's really do you, the culture should be walking in the light more than anybody else.
Yeah,
because it's a do you culture.
They doing that.
I'm gonna tell you everything.
Yeah, don't call Tekashi a pedophile. He doing him.
Yeah, right.
If anything,
right, exactly.
Why you worry about what he do in his life?
Exactly, yo. Exactly. But we all know it ain't like that.
Exactly. Because we all know truth. We know right from wrong.
Absolutely.
It's just when it hit home.
Yeah.
Things change. You try to get your way out of that best way I can. Like, which way we get out of here? You start looking for that exit sign. Yeah. We all human. There I go. You ain't the only one. No, you ain't. You make mistakes too.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But Jesus keep it funky more than anybody.
That's real.
Ever.
That's real.
Like the absolute, like people keep it a bean, keep it a buck, 100, whatever you want to call it. Jesus kept it.
Why they hiding stuff?
Right.
Why you hiding stuff?
Jesus said, "You will die in your sins."
to a crowd.
Straight for no beating around the bush. None of that.
Right.
All the way a being.
Right.
You are a sinner.
Right.
And you need a savior.
Right.
Which I think hip hop culture, so like, because there is this whole keep it real culture,
Yeah.
it does help with sharing the gospel. Absolutely, though, because people know that they sinners.
Yeah.
M talk about it a lot. He talk about his own sin.
He
and all
go
that.
really far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people know.
Yeah.
Freeway song What We Do, even though what we do is wrong. He even said this where it really get real. He talking about he said something clean up my sins. Yeah, I forgot what he said about before that, but he's talking about like he said get my ish together, clean up my sin. He trying to get himself together, clean up his sins because he know judgment awaits him. So hip hop culture knows that there's a judgment coming.
Oh, yeah.
We know that we wrong.
Oh yeah.
Even though what we do is wrong. We know all of that. We get it. We defend ourselves in how we talk about hood culture and all that. Like, we just paint a picture of the type of things that we see every day, which is true.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely
ain't no such thing as cleaning up your sins, bro.
That's so real. That's so real.
Ain't no such thing as that.
That's so real. And it do bring it back to even just for Tekashi, man. Like what he's trying to clean up for himself. Like even him.
Yeah, giving out money and all that. He do all these good deeds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yet the same token, he say he let his balls hang.
Right.
So
exactly.
you can't say that you doing that. Like that's what you do. Like you walking everywhere, all of that. But then at the same time, you doing all of these things, and then you going on radio stations trying to explain yourself.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Yeah.
Bro? Yeah. Which is it, man? You care what people think about you.
Absolutely.
But the reality is you should care a lot more about what one other person
right. Forgot somebody.
And then you can find that security we talk about.
Right.
Where you don't need to think as much about what others think about you because you know that in the sight of him, you good. You good. And that also bring me to like our role in all of this, which is, man, we have got to stop leaving, man, justice issues out of our conversations, whether we sharing the gospel, whether we in the pulpit, because, man, it affect a lot of people in a very specific way. And the craziest thing is we have the answers.
Right.
Like we have the answers to it, and yet it's almost like we're unwilling to share them. And I've been even wrestling with how do we without feeling the weight of people pushing us to something, but how do we share about like the law of the Lord and the law of the land, and how the law of the Lord is going to eclipse the law of the land one day. Like, how do we actually go through and share that with?
I think the best way to go is the pointing out how we all sinners, man. Like, because I think hip hop people are willing to talk about that. Like they are willing to, they're willing to admit that they're sinners. It's just the judgment. When you start talking about the judgment, they're gonna wiggle out of it, which is human nature.
Yeah,
really, no matter who you're talking about.
So I think too, people are willing to admit that they're sinners, but not that they need a savior.
Exactly.
Like you're willing to say, yeah, I know I messed up, which is the first step. Like that, and that's even a shift in wide culture. Everyone was putting on a pretty face and like making sure it's squeaky clean.
Yep.
Everybody's willing to say, no, I see stuff in my own life that's messed up.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, I can fix it.
Because
I'll find a good therapist. Like,
I'm a sinner and all that, but I got a good heart.
Yeah.
And God knows God knows me. I got a good heart.
Yep.
And I give money to the poor.
Yep.
I go feed people.
Yep.
I do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of rappers, and just because we some hip hop culture, a lot of rappers can say that.
Yeah.
They do a lot of good stuff in the community.
Yeah.
Give out a lot of money.
Yeah.
T.I. every Christmas, around Christmas time, he go in Walmart and buy the toys for
everybody on level, right?
All the single moms.
On
whatever you want.
On layaway too, right? Didn't he do that too?
If you need whatever.
Yeah.
However you need this to go, this transaction, I got you.
Which is dope, by the way.
That's dope. Like, it's a lot of dope things that people do.
Yeah.
That just ain't impressive to Jesus. It's impressive to us, and it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But when you talk about having a sinful nature,
yeah,
that ain't.
But even to say this, like, one thing that is closely parallel is the way the court system works. Now, it might be way unjust in our court system and very different in heaven. But here's what I'm saying though: is like T.I. ain't get off,
right? Because he gave stuff to baby mom. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get off. Like, you still had a gun.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about right here.
That's what the issue is.
Yeah, that's what the issue is.
Keep the issue on the table.
Yeah, don't come in here talking about what you do for these people. I ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
So that's what awaits us when we die.
Yeah. Before Jesus, he ain't at. Yo, but I did. Hey, what I'm saying?
I ain't talking about that.
Crimes. You need me to read them again?
Right.
I got files and files and files of them.
Right.
Yeah, that's when it hit me. I was like, oh yeah. I need a savior. I need a savior.
Yeah,
man, that's the beautiful. That's the beautiful part,
it's
though.
absolutely
like,
beautiful.
Once you realize you got files and files and files, and you let Jesus say, "I'll sign them. Like, I'll take them." Man, like, that. I just wish that people would understand that.
Yeah.
Like,
and you see it though. You see it and you hear it in people's music, how they scratching and crawling. They wanting these answers.
Yeah, he been doing it for a minute too.
Forever.
Interesting one because he obviously
he
came
good.
out like he was Christian.
Right.
Very similar, by the way, to Kendrick.
Right.
Very, very, very similar.
Yes.
And almost like
I made Jesus walk, so I'm never going to hell.
Yes.
I think that he really
I
think.
do too. He said it in there.
Made
He said,
this song.
what he say in Jesus walk? He said, so if this take away from my ends, then I hope
then I hope
it take away from my sins.
And bring the day
that I bring about. Next time I'm in the club, everybody's screaming out. Yeah. Like he literally was hoping that like
this was going to do it.
Maybe I'll lose some fans, but because I made Jesus walk.
Yeah, me and Jesus,
Jesus,
I'm good. It's my man.
No matter what I do for the rest of my career.
He think he gonna go to heaven and be like
yo, I made Jesus
you see
walk.
what I did? Right? I had the whole club screaming your name.
You need to listen to it. I got some here for headphones.
Right. You need to hear.
Like Jesus.
He gonna like, you a god, I'm a god.
Right.
Okay.
He's like, bro, I did walk.
I did walk.
On water. Yo.
People, they got it twisted, man.
Right, man.
But I think like that's why, last time I talked about talking to AI, the two Chucks, AI in the game, like those are things I love to talk about with them, man.
Yeah.
I got genuine love for both of them dudes. And we ain't even like, we parted ways on some, not on the same page. And I don't know how they would see me today, but like, I love those dudes, man. I've been around them and they were vulnerable around me. I've seen them laugh and cry. And so like, I love to share the love of Christ.
Yeah.
And because they seen me before I was a Christian.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And I've seen, that's why like I have a heart for people who, rich people who got money, people who are famous and all that. Because it's not sweet, man. They go through some stuff.
Yeah.
They Instagram look like it's popping and all that.
Yeah.
But it ain't always popping.
I mean, that was one of the things that Ye even said at the end of I think it was the end of Forever with Drake and Wayne and M on there. But he said at the end, like, I used to want this stuff forever, y'all can have it back.
Right.
Like that was just like
yeah.
Yeah, I get you, man. Like you,
because at the end you get
get
to the
it.
top.
Yeah.
Find out ain't nothing there.
Right. right.
So that's pretty much Right all the time we got, man.
Yep.
Last time we ended on foundations. Yeah, I think we ended on the same thing. Like
The foundations are now at the top.
Moral of the
man.
story is you need Jesus still. You needed him before, you still need him.
Good stuff, man.
All right, man.
Yep.
God FC Podcast.
Yep.